Hello, and this episode actually is breaking news. Decline of the white man in the U.S. You know, a lot of people say the U.S. population is declining. The real question is, which demographic is shrinking, and what does that shift change economically and politically? You see, they don't want to have elections coming up this fall. But anyway, we are going to continue. For 2 straight years, Hispanic white population has been shrinking. Well, it's been shrinking much longer than that. You can go back to the late 90s when it started. But for example, non-Hispanic white people, it's shrinking. The population is shrinking. I'll give you an example, between 2022 and 2023, it was down 461,000. All right, 2023 to 2024, it was down about 226,000. So the drop is slowed, but it's still going. That's why you have Trump out there willing to give white women some funding. I think it's $1,000. Y'all guys look it up, or I'll have it in a link. But you can check the links out. Make sure you do in the show notes for this show. But census projections show the white share keeps sliding. About 59% in 2022 were white. But by 2060, they're going to be 45%. Now, you can run that trend forward, and the majority line gets crossed where the axis is 2046, even. And after that, it's all gravy, baby, all gravy. But anyway, guys, that's not, I'm not going to, but I think what I'm trying to say is if we wait long enough, the issue with white people will disappear because they will go extinct. They will go extinct. I'm just saying that they may go extinct. But then again, I think Elon Musk, with his robotics factory, I understand he's making 1 million robots right now, with more to come. I think that they're going to probably use robots to replace themselves because they're going to be outnumbered, outgunned, outnumbered. I don't know, but I could see a future wherein they would augment their population with robots. You heard it here first, all right? Because they're just going to disappear. You can't. I can attribute this population, the white population decline. Let me just say though, Black people are not declining. We like steady and gaining a little, okay? But the issue is the population decline of white folks is because, now I'm going to give an attribution, all right? And my attribution to them is the reason why you're having that problem is because you're old. Number one, you can't get it up. The whites have a large aging population. That's why they're not multiplying that much, because they're at the age where they can't do much. Secondly, you got a lot of pedophiles, all right? And I don't mean to discourage any type of gay people or anything like that, but you have a lot of pedophiles. And you have a lot of what you call it, bisexual type people. I mean, freakos, all right? But I'm not bisexual, not freakos. I don't mean to tell anyone or discourage anyone from living their life. That's up to you, I'm like this. You live your life, as long as it doesn't interfere with me, there you go. All right? You're doing good. But, as I look at this situation, it's basically, we sit on the fence, right? Not sitting on the fence, but we're standing down and standing back with all this immigration stuff going on with ICE and all this kind of stuff. And that's an immigrant issue. I do feel bad. I do feel like, we should be doing something, but no, stay home. That's not our fight. But you wait, they're going to find something to fight with us about. And we're going to be prepared. But I tell you what, we can just say, and close your eyes, and they'll be gone. They'll be gone. I think they'll be gone, really. I give them 20 years, they're going to kill themselves anyway, with all this stuff Trump is starting. I don't see a problem. It fixes our problem. We really don't have to do anything. We just put it in the hands of God. Literally. We put it in the hands of God, and next thing you know, all is fair and all is even throughout the world. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice? But then again, I really don't wish bad on anybody. They've been wishing bad on us since we were forcibly taken from our homeland. And we don't even know what part of Africa we came from. We know it could be West Africa, it could be South Africa, Nigeria. I mean, hey, the list goes on and on. But they stole us, brought us here, and they think they can disconnect from us. I wish you would. I wish you would. But let me tell you, there's no spectators. Black folks don't get to be spectators in a demographic war because when the country shifts, we don't get a seat. We get a script. And I'm not reading nobody else's script. Budgets and badges, when the numbers move, the money moves. And when the money moves, policing moves. So if you think demographics don't hit Black life, look at the budgets, then look at the badges. You know something? And I've been watching this since they deployed ICE to these cities. So everybody wants Black votes, but nobody wants Black demands. Listen to me again. Everybody wants Black votes, but everybody doesn't want Black demands. I'm specifically speaking about Democrats because we've been supporting them and we have not gotten anything in return. So we're going to talk about what this shift means for Black leverage because nice speeches don't pay Black bills, all right? Managed, not represented. That's what we are. We're managed, but we're not represented. New numbers, new power, same old Black neglect. Not this time. Not this time, buddy. We are aware, we know the cover's been pulled back, and we know what your underlying problem is and why you voted for Trump, even though you're like a nice person, but you don't want to be the minority in the country that you think your ancestors built. Well, let's put it this way. Our ancestors and your ancestors built this country and continue to do so. So we are coupled, like, two freight cars. They got to be coupled to move. So y'all guys take that, for what it's worth. I'm not doing feelings today. We're doing receipts. Demographics decides districts, districts decide policy, and policy decides Black outcomes. So let's talk outcomes. My recommendation, I'm not doing feelings today. And that's why, if you tell me what your next segment is, I'll look one up. Oh, man, I'm going to throw that out. Ooh, mark that. But let's talk about some stats here, dear. All right? The number of people identifying as white alone, Spanish and just pure Anglo-Saxon people from, England or whatever, decreased from 223 million in 2010 to 204 million in 2020, right? Decade over decade, the 2010-2020 period was the first time in U.S. history that the white alone population dropped. Listen to that, between 2010 and 2020. That was the first time in U.S. history that the white alone, only them, increased. Regional trends. In 1980, 1,412 U.S. counties were 98% or more white, whereas in 2010, this number fell to 149 counties. Future projections, the white population's share is expected to continue to decrease, with projections indicating it will make up only 47% of the population by 2050. That means they are effectively in the minority. Basically, that's what that is. They are in the minority. All right, the Pew Research Center. And that's as per the Pew Research Center. Now, in speaking about the decrease in the white population and what's going on with the Trump administration, it's a lot. It's a lot, folks. But I think I know, actually, that we will persevere. We shouldn't be afraid of anything. I know we're not, But then again, you could be a little bit apprehensive. But what I want you to know is that we got two things on our side. We got time on our side, and we got a stupid person in the administration that's president of this country, right? All we got to do is just wait him out. Wait him out. Don't go out there. Not our fight on the immigration front, okay? Because they don't appreciate us. Latinos and Latinas and Hispanics, they don't care about us. Maybe some. I never like to, stereotype the whole group. But from what I've seen, the majority of them, they don't like us. They think they're better than us. They fell into that, indoctrination trap that, has been out there for decades and decades, shaping the minds and hearts of the people. That's why, in a way, it's good that we're getting off cable. If you got cable, get off of it, man. You can use YouTube to get everything you need. Or you can get free streaming services. But you don't need all of that. But before I go, let me just say one thing. And I never do this. And I don't do it enough. It's on me, not you. But please follow, like, and subscribe to the Walk Weekly podcast and the Walk Weekly YouTube channel. Same name. All right. The podcast is on all streaming platforms, all major streaming platforms. It's there. So check us out. All right. And every Tuesday, a podcast comes out. And as far as YouTube is concerned, we do a show every 2 weeks, but our shorts go out 2 to 3 times a week. And I want y'all guys to check them out. You'll like us. And our website is still under development. I want to throw that in and say that have a nice week. We'll see you next week. All right? Hey, wait them out. Don't say anything.